welcome to Gaming Mayhem. This is going to be the part 3 of the Orc Horde introduction. We're going to go over the fast attack choices. I think I missed my biker knobs in the elites because I keep them with the fast attack just because they feel like they should be fast to me. Orcs, they have a okay amount of fast attack choices. Again, nothing like the heavy slot, which is ridiculous. But they're all pretty cool. So let's go check them out and I'll tell you about each one. Okay, up here you'll see I've got a couple DAC jets and a fight Obama from Forge World, as well as the another DAC jet. I have 3 DAC jets, the Burn Obama and the what's the other one? The other bomber. One of them is off being painted. You'll see that when it comes in. I have enough to do the squadron detachment, which I found, honestly, with orcs, that's the way to go because their planes are kind of weak. They don't really withstand much attack, and they don't deal out that much damage. Here is the Storm Boys. I got 45 Storm Boys with 3 knobs. And this is if I want to run the Vulture Squadron in full form, I can. That's a nice detachment with a ton of Storm Boys. Again, they're regular orcs, so you gotta run them in huge hordes or they're just gonna get mowed down. Bikers! We got a ton of bikers here. These are the regular biker boys. And like I said, I've got my biker knobs here. See, I got this guy, he's an alternate model for my biker knob. And the rest are just the Forge World bikers. I don't know if I showed these last time. I got a Pain Boy on a bike here. Got my Shock Attack guy on a bike here. And I got another mech with a custom force field on a bike. I think they're kind of cool to do that. Running the bike mob is actually pretty cool. Again, they're very fragile, but they're fun. Down here we've got the Def Copters. Like I said, I've got more of these, but the metal ones, but I haven't put them together just because I don't tend to use them very often, so I'm not sure if I need them. Over here we got the Warcopters. Warcopters, the models are amazing. The unit itself, it's cool for delivering a nice payload. It's got more movement than a truck. So depending on what you've got in them, you take a squadron of those and plop 10 guys in each one and deliver a healthy payload. I like to do it with my Burner Boys just because to me it seems like you should have a bunch of Burner Boys jumping out of a helicopter. Here is the Grot Mega Tank, which I find hilarious that it's a fast attack choice being a Mega Tank. But nonetheless, that's actually it's not bad. It's got a lot of weaponry. You got a BS3. It can get blown up easy, of course, because it's an orc thing. So, of course, it gets blown up all the time. Got some war tracks and war buggies here. Couple alternate ones from Cromlech, just for fun. I like to have some different models. Then I got all the regular ones. They're all magnetized, so I can change any of the war tracks into Scorches, and I can do the twin link missile launchers or the shooters on the war buggies. Very fun model. Again, not sure it's super worth it, but these are the Killicans. So I got enough for 2 full units, or if I want to run smaller units. I tend to run them in units of 6 because they don't last very long. They're awesome. The fact that there's grots running in these things just makes fun for me to play them. I magnetized all of them so I could swap out any of their arms if I need to. I generally run them with just an okay variety. You got grots, so you can actually hit something, so shooting is okay with those guys, and I don't mind it too much. Alright, so that was the fast attack selection. I think I got everything. But like I said, with the Orc fast attack, one of the things I find they're really useful for getting the orcs into the close combat as fast as possible. Like, if you're doing a Planet Strike mission, Storm Boys can be really good. Because they can, with Planet Strike, you can deep strike, if you already have deep strike, you deep strike an assault in the turn you arrive. So, you've got a unit that can really get in there and do some damage. Our last game, I used that Vulture command squad, the detachment. So I had 3 units. So I had 3 knobs and the commander. So they could all deep strike, and they charged in and blew up a storm sword on the charge. I mean, I had some good rolls, but still, they were able to take out a 500-point unit in the turn they arrived. As far as if you got a lot of terrain, I think the Storm Boys can be useful with being able to jump over stuff. We play with a lot of terrain, a lot of high terrain, and stuff that really can cause some problems for regular infantry. So your jump packs are a little more useful. If you don't have a lot of terrain, the jump packs can be kind of questionable. Your Hammer of Wrath isn't really going to do much. The buggies, the cans, and the Mega Tank, and the Warcopters, all these suffer from work vehicle problems. They're weak. They're probably going to blow up. So you got to really focus on what you're doing with them and get them in there. You can't expect them to last very long. The Mega Tank generally will last longer because it's a little better. But the buggies, I mean, this is squadron, so one good blast template is going to take out the whole thing. I mean, they're all armor 10. So, I like using Scorches because you don't have to worry about the god-awful Orc BS. That or taking the buggies with the missiles is kind of useful just because it gives you that strength 8 hit, which you don't get. And it's twin link, so you might actually hit. And I can use those like flanking units to kind of distract maybe from what I'm really gonna do. Cans, they're awesome. You can use them as a shield wall just like you did in the old edition. They're gonna give you a cover. They're fun. They're never gonna be a game winner. In an all Grot army, they're a mandatory selection. I take the 2 units of those, and then the Grot Mega Tank is my fast attack. Max out my fast attack choice for my Grot army. Trying to think if we've got any other guys here that are useful. I showed you the trucks. Trucks are transports. Great. You need them half the time because they're going to get blown up, but it saves 1 turn of your orcs get blown up. So, again, orcs, I think a lot of people that don't like orcs or don't like to play orcs, forget that they're meant to die. They're really an attrition army. You have to kind of just go balls out and get in there, accept the fact you're going to lose a ton of models. You may lose one really good unit. It's worth having what I would call the dual Death Star effect. So 2 units that can do some serious damage, like a pack of knobs. A pack of knobs can be really dangerous for anyone. You've got, especially give them all power claws, which is what I do if I'm in most cases. But then have another group, a similar threat. So you force your opponent to focus fire on 2 areas, which disperses the damage. So hopefully, both those guys will make it, maybe at half their strength, but then they don't focus on the middle, where you might have stuff like war buggies or war tracks. So the planes, again, you gotta take a lot of them. 1 orc plane, I've run every version of the every version of the orc warplanes by itself, and not one time did anyone even bother to shoot the thing down the whole game. They just don't do enough damage. If you were maybe the AP isn't very low, so everybody's getting armor saves or cover saves, but they don't have armor saves like regular guardsmen. The bombs are not that powerful, so you're not really going to do that kind of damage with them. Now, if you take the squadron where you've got 5 planes, then you can actually do something. There's enough going on that they actually might be able to do something. Now, if you have another flyer up there, well, you're toast, because everybody's flyers are better than the orc flyers. So, in that case, they're actually better if you take the ace upgrades and use the dogfighting rules. Then you can you can do a little bit of competition on there, and I like to do that. But usually some guy comes on with las cannons and blows it out of the sky instantly. So they're fun. They're really cool models to paint. I recommend them for that. But game-wise, they're okay. So next time we're going to do the, we'll start on the heavy support choices. I got some different customizations there, and then I'll do a separate video for all the Lords of War, because surprisingly, the orcs have a lot of super heavy choices. So I hope you like this video, and we'll see you here next time at Gaming Mayhem.